Now, there's a man who you know whether you can trust him or not. There are a lot of features of his face. So let's just talk overall. Because we all know that his smile can be phony. What makes his smile not phony? What is it about him? Is this a man that thinks he's better than other people? Is this a man who thinks, well, I'm famous, so I shouldn't bother. I don't give a shit about the people that, the poor people who have been shit upon, the black people who have been shit upon just because we're black in this country. Now that I've attained great success and am world famous and everywhere I go people love me. Is that because I'm so good? Or is it because for whatever reason God or the Creator, whether you believe in God or not, it's not, if you believe in something, that's the issue. Do you believe in good do you believe good is in fact worth pursuing? Do you believe that good is indeed more powerful than bad if it is organized as well as bad is organized? If you believe that, that good is good. Good and God. In our English language, it's so interesting. And again, I don't want to be religious, and I don't want to tell you to start talking about God. I never talked about God, but now I do. Because God, to me, is what made us everything. I don't know what God looks like, but sex God is. I don't think so. I don't think God looks anything like us. That's man creating God in our image. No, I don't believe that. I think that people who tell us, oh, I know what God looks like. I know everything about God, and you don't. Excuse me, sir, you don't know what God says to me. You don't. And I don't know what God says to you. I can imagine that the devil is talking to you if you happen to act in a way in which you believe that the side of your bread that is buttered is the evil side. That's where you're going to get your benefits in life, through working for the devil. Again, we don't have to think. I like to think of a devil with horns and a tail. It's fun, Obviously, I don't believe there are devils walking around with horns and tails, but I certainly know people who are devils, or they're working for the devil. That's the important thing. Who do you work for? In Austin Powers, he's got that guy in the toilet, and he's holding him upside down and doing waterboarding in the toilet. And he's saying, who does number 2 report to? Now, the drunk guy outside is thinking, shit, he is constipated? Oh my God, this guy is so fucking constipated. Who does number 2 report to? But think about it. Who are you the number 2 for? And are you a number 2 in the all around number 2? Are you the Browns? Are you the bullshit number 2? Or are you a real number 2? You say, yes, the reason I'm number 2, we're all number 2, because there's something higher than us. We don't have to argue about what it is, but we know dancing belongs to the good guy. Singing belongs to the good guy, or the good force. May that force be with you, the good force. Laughing belongs to that force. Sneering belongs to the other force. Glowering, assuming the worst, insulting. Oh, I don't have time for you. You are stupid. Well, where do those words come from? Who teaches us those words? That man teaches us. Even though he's dead now, that man there teaches us to smile, but to smile with humility. Because we don't know what's right, except all we can do is try our hardest. or best. Not even hardest. It's not. Sometimes it's about relaxing. That's the way we're going to. That's the way. Let me change this so I can see. That's the way. It's way too big, isn't it? Oh, it's upside down for me. Oh, it's not even recording. Yes, it's recording. I changed the battery. I forgot that. So let's go back. We don't need it to be anywhere. That's ridiculous the way it was. Okay, so anyway, we were talking about that man, Nelson Mandela, who just died. What does he teach us? He teaches us, yes, we can. He teaches us that being in jail could possibly be a sign that you're on the right side. Just because you're in jail doesn't mean you're on the right side, on the good side. Wait, let's, right. The right wing. Forget right. Let's just use the word good. Good. The good side. Do you believe in good? In the English language, the difference between good and God is one circle, which can either be the letter O or it could be 0. The difference between good and God in our language it's built into our language. The difference between good and God is 0. They're the same in our language. I personally like to think that myself. I don't know what God looks like, etc. I don't think God looks like me. I'm not going to create God in my image. No, it's my job to understand what God is. God being good. What is good? Now, what is the good thing, the good way to be? Now, maintenant. Maintenant. Not later, not plus tard. Not avant. But now. Maintenant. I'm outside École Clairefontaine, so I'm speaking the 4 words of French that I know. I actually took 4 years of French in high school. And I spent some time in French-speaking Africa, and I attempted to speak French. I went to school in Paris for a couple of weeks, intensive. Ugh, I'm terrible at it. I'm terrible. And then the French people, they don't make it easy. You see, you go to a lot of countries, and people are very patient. You're trying to speak their language. They don't care that you're screwing it up. Whereas my experience is with many people, French speakers, it's like, oh my God, I can't. You don't know how to speak. I will speak English to you. I will speak English much better than you can speak French to me. Although maybe I do not speak English that well, actually, but I can't stand to hear your butchering of my language. It's just the way it is. That's been my experience in my travels in Francophone Africa, where I attempt to speak French, and people say, no. Actually, not the Africans, forget it. Not the Africans, they're happy. Of course they're happy that you're trying. It's a sign of respect. I'm talking about the colonialists who still live there. There are lots of French colonialists. France was a big one. And some of the problems that still exist are completely, you can point to pieces that would not be there. Pieces of the current mess that is Africa. And you could say, well, if it weren't for the French, if it weren't for the Belgians, if it weren't for the English, if it weren't for the Germans, if it weren't for the Dutch, all of whom fought to carve up the land and the people in the land, to destroy the people, to sell the people, to kidnap them and sell them. Africa now is a complete disaster because it's all based on the history of people being treated like shit. People who get treated like shit have a hard time hiding their anger, especially if they're goaded into it by the policia, who say, we know you're angry. We know that if we treat you like a piece of shit, you're likely to swear at us, and we don't like swearing. We have rules against people swearing at the police. Yes, there is the First Amendment, but if you swear at us, we can get you. Boom! And since you have priors, we can offer you a deal. While you're in one of those cells with people freaking out and there's no place to sit. We got the toilet over there. It smells of the last person's shit. And there's no toilet paper. Oh, there's toilet paper. So, yeah, there's toilet paper in there. Find the guy who's got it under his head. See if he's gonna give it to you. Ha, 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 ha! You deserve to be here, so you deserve to be treated like shit because you have been pulled in by the policia, and the policia are the judges and the sentencers because they can sentence you to time in jail with no oversight. Which, by the way, is their downfall, will be their downfall, because who says there can't be oversight? And if they think, oh, nobody's watching, well, that's why the FBI has come in, and they've had an easy time. But the FBI is going to need people on the inside, and they're going to work with us. But they're going to work with us as men and women who stand proud. Just because you have put this on my chest, well, I see it in this society. I see it as a mark. You have given me this mark, and so I wear it with pride. We're going to be seeing each other in jail. I will be working in jail to ensure that your treatment is no worse than what you did to us. We're not out for revenge, but I'm sorry, sir. Your sentence will be to be treated like you treated us for as many days as you've treated us that way. Now, as many of us, each man and woman day that you have treated us like that is your sentence. And we're gonna see you in the special jail, which is just a carbon copy, or just a continuation of the current system. The others will be treated properly in the new way. In the 2000, we're in the 21st century, bro. Institutional racism in the jail? That's 1963. Remember who got killed in 1963? Remember that there was no conspiracy? The Supreme Court, the Chief Supreme Court Justice, Earl Warren, led a commission, and they came out with a statement. Oh, no conspiracy. Oh, no conspiracy. Lee Harvey Oswald, by himself, with a crummy old rifle, shot JFK from a long distance, knowing that there was a last-minute change in the route. He knew that somehow. And by himself, he did this. By himself, he knew this, and by himself, he did this. Now, and then, this is the story is amazing. It's like, hey, come on, this is a fiction story, right? No, it's not fiction. The whole world watched when Jack Ruby. Oh, and by the way, if you look it up, you'll see Jack Ruby loved Kennedy so much. That's why he got himself to Dallas. That's why he knew that Lee Harvey Oswald was going to be moved from one place to another so that he could go up to the front of the line and point blank, boom, right in Lee Harvey Oswald's stomach, boom, dead. Why did, he did that because he was mad at Lee Harvey Oswald for killing his wonderful president. The fact that he was a mobster from Chicago, which helped John Kennedy win against that rat Nixon. And then John Kennedy and his fucking brother, Robert Kennedy, they're coming after us? We're not gonna let that happen. No. We're gonna get rid of John. We're gonna pin it on somebody who's gonna die. He did say before he died, I'm just a patsy. But then he died. And the Earl Warren Commission, Supreme Court Justice Earl Warren headed a commission. For several years they looked at the evidence and they said, there's no evidence of conspiracy. And you think about how that might come about. And now, this is where you need to take your acting skills or your imagination skills you need to be Earl Warren. You need to be realizing that, oh my gosh, there's a lot of shit going on. There are people there are not lots and lots of people, but there are people in all these different parts of government who have gotten themselves in to certain places and who know that they can arrange certain things just as their normal course of things. So somebody changes the route that JF Kennedy does right before, and it's okay, it happened. There was a reason. Oh yeah, there was a big accident that we made sure happened on the regular route. So that's why we had to change it. There's no conspiracy here. Why did they change it? Because there had been an accident. In other words, they make the story. They make a plausible story. But clearly, Earl Warren and his commission were uncovering things. But now this is where you have to imagine yourself as Chief Justice Earl Warren. You have to imagine the day that some very debonair man comes up to you and says, you know, sir, I think there's a coffee shop right here. I think we should talk. Right now. Look, I think you should. I mean, look, there are some people watching, okay? You know, you got it. You just got to come in and have a little cup of coffee with me, okay? I'll pay. Don't worry, you don't have to pay. I'll pay for the coffee. Sir, as they sit down. And I'm not saying I know this. No, I don't know this. It's just conjecture. But I think, well, how could a man like him say there was no conspiracy? Because it's just obvious. And I think, look, what if you were this person? You're Earl Warren. You're walking down the street. You just happen to be in a place where, I mean, you walk normally. This is the way you walk from your office to the subway or whatever, you know, your car, whatever. You know, you don't really want to have security guards around you all the time, so there are times when you don't. You're walking, you're doing your thing, and you get invited into the coffee shop by this guy, and you realize that there's a guy over there looking at you, and there's another guy over there. You go into the coffee shop. He says, you know, there seems to be some kind of concern that there was a conspiracy. Now, you know what? Actually, I mean, there's some people that, yeah, who knows? Who knows, really? We don't know. And look, the thing's done. Kennedy's dead. There's nothing that can be done about it. What will it matter? So I want you to think about it. And you go, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Well, just please, just listen. You don't have to say anything. You don't need to say it. If you want to yell at me, go ahead and yell at me. Do you think I'm a piece of shit mobster? Okay, I don't care. It's fine. It's fine. We'll just drink our coffee. And, oh, by the way, your grandchildren are so cute. They just seem to be the nicest little children around. And, you know, especially, you know, I heard them singing. They like to sing this particular song, the two of them, when they leave the elementary school and walk over to the after school, you know. Every day they do that, and there's also, and on Saturdays they do this, and other days they do that. They are really nice children. It would break my heart. Really, I mean, really would break my heart if anything bad happened. Oh, please, we don't want people to get hurt. Okay, so have a good day. I'm going to leave. Oh, I'm sorry. You know what? I don't have any money. You have to pay. Sorry, but it's okay. It's only a couple bucks. Bye. Have a good day, sir. And that might be the way it is. And I think you could understand it. Oh, I either tell the truth and my grandchildren die, or I don't. What would you do? I don't know what I would do. I'm not going to say I would do the right thing. Let my grandchildren die for the truth? Well, I don't know. I don't know. It's a horrifying thought. And yet, you know that there was something that shut that guy up. The whole commission shut up. Because we all know that Jack Ruby killed Lee Harvey Oswald to shut him up. And if that's not a conspiracy, I have a few fairy tales to tell you. Oh, and there's this bridge in Brooklyn. Oh, let me tell you. Oh, you would be amazed at the possibilities. Not many people know about it. You know, this privatization thing. It's called congestion pricing. It's this new thing, and the thing that you got to realize is it's not for lowering the congestion. I mean, that's why they're selling it. But the real reason is so that people can make money off of people going over the Brooklyn Bridge. Now, all the bridges in New York, that's what it's for. Because people will make money off of it, the investors. And I happen to have an in. And if you just give me, a couple $1,000s, I'll give you a piece of paper that says that you are an owner of the congestion pricing, what do you call it? Scheme. Do you want to buy some? Just give me some money and I'll give you a piece of paper showing you that you are an owner. And you will get, and when this scheme starts making money, when it does, I mean, we could say if, we don't know the future, it might not, but when it does, we promise you, it's on the piece of paper, you will get part of the profit. Okay? So, call me Will. I'm happy to take your money. To be honest, I think you'd be really stupid, but if you want to give me your money, go ahead. Go for it, baby.